So with the strongest storm in a generation barreling in with 100-mile-an-hour winds, we decided to set off on a mission to the Lake District, a 8 to 10 hour drive through nuts weather. With the roads mostly clear due to pure fear, we soon arrived at our destination in the lakes. The horse and ferry are in for a quick stopover before attempting Scafell Pike. In the morning we had a hearty dinner, played a few tunes in the local boozer, and then had a real nice breakfast, highly recommended, before setting out on our trip to Seathwaite, where we were going to pick up a trail heading up the valley into the snow line. And then to the base of Scafell Pike, we were going to go as high as we could in the time that we had. Here we are, just entering the snow line at the north end of Scafell. Let's see how we get on. It's pretty good going. Good trails. It's getting cold now. More pictures. Hang. This is the place. Woo! Going up, up, up. We went as high as we could, but we ran out of time about 100 meters from the summit, so we had to dart around to meet the rest of the crew for the mission up to Black Sail Hut, which can be found at the head of the valley. One of the most remote places to stay in the whole of Britain. Absolutely nuts. It took 2 to 3 hours to hike up with all the kit. Luckily, the kind lady with her 4x4 took all our beer and food up for the weekend. So when we got there, everything was ready to go. Absolutely stunning scenery on the way up, but it was a bit of a trudge. But when we got there, it was worth it. Look at the view from this place just below the snow line, looking out onto a perfect valley. It was beautiful. And now my friend Richard is going to show you the hut and all its amenities.
So here we are in the most remotest place in England, which you can hire out. This is our home for the next few days. Look at the scenery, spectacular. Let's go and check out the hut and see what it has to offer. Spectacular. Oh, brave jogger. Just popping by. Okay, let's have a little look. Side. Whee! Got the tunes on. We've got the fire on. Happy days. Right there. Kitchen area. Ooh, food on the go there.
So knowing that the weather was going to be atrocious the next day, I set off on a little solo mission to do some recon up the valley to find some trails and plan the next day's attack. So there's Black Sail down there. Somewhere. Oh, there it is. That's where we're staying. I've struck off for a bit of a hike. Do a bit of recon on the trails and stuff before it gets dark. Hiking over pretty rough, treacherous terrain here. Very steep. Heading up into no man's land. I'm the only one here. It's amazing. Untouched snow. Not a soul in sight. Oh yeah. What a spot. Shit just got real up here. Getting dark. And it's just almost a bit of a whiteout. Give me a little bit to head back down. It's getting dark now as well. It's been awesome to get up here. There's a frozen lake there. Highlight of the trip so far, being up here on my own. Very windy. Probably about 700 metres right now. It's getting a bit spicy, I need to go. I love it up here. Crunch of snow beneath your boots. Untouched powder. Mountains. I think the guys down there are getting worried. That's what it's all about though, you only live once. On a modern grey, no regrets. So on return to the hut, the games are in full swing. If you knock down the Jenga, you have to drink a whole pint of red wine straight down the hatch. Don't knock it down, Darren. Drink it down! Down it, down it, down it, down it, down it, down it, down it.
That's not fair. That's the wine, get the wine, get the wine. I want you to know when I'm not around. You're so fucking special.
You're special, mate.
I'm special means but I'm not free. I'm a winner. What the hell I'm doing here? I don't belong here. I don't belong here.
We are well and truly pinned down.
Look up around the corner there.
That little stream is now a raging torrent. The wind is horizontal, the whole world is a puddle. Everywhere you look, 70-mile-an-hour gusts coming up the valley. It is about as bad as it gets. So despite the best advice, getting a little weather report, we decided that 2 o'clock was the time we were going to set off and make a dash for the pub at Wasdale Head. The map suggested that we could take Black Sail path over the top, climbing to around 600 metres and then down through the valley, and it would take 2 to 3 hours. So we set off knowing that the weather was going to get worse on the return, but we made it. We set off like heroes, climbing the mountain in the hooping rain in the hope that it would stop at some point. on top of the world. The pub at Wasdale Head is stooped in history. These photos on the wall of the pub show the Needle, one of the first places that was ever climbed with ropes in the whole of the UK. So we've been to pub. 2-hour trike, 2.5-hour trek to the pub over the mountain. Heading back now. Starting to get dark. The hail has arrived as predicted, and now it's turning to snow. And we've got 70-mile-an-hour gusts blowing through here. You can see the weather closing in. We're going to get whited out in a minute. We are fucked. We don't survive. We love you. Woo! Time we got on the mountain.
Not sure this was a good idea. I certainly want for the history books, anyway. Yeah.
We made it down. Well, no, we made it over the hill. It's now dark. Not too much snow on the ground. We should be home and dry if we can get through the boulder field of doom. So we made it over the mountain and back down to the safety of Black Sail Hut. Few people sporting some nice juicy blisters. Here's one here on the heel of someone's foot. Absolutely grim. But we did it, and it was time to wrap things up on our trip. The next morning I headed back down to the car park, having so many awesome memories of the weekend. Top bunch of guys. Thank you to Matty and Gilbo for putting it together, and all the rest of the crew for making the effort. I will certainly be planning a trip back to this area to go and hit some of the bigger summits in slightly kinder conditions. Cheers for watching, and peace out.